Welcome to all in your own channel NCERT E-Teaching. I am Dr. Kailash Meena and today I will discuss about cells. So what comes in our mind when we hear about cells, when we talk about cells? One sphere which have a boundary which is called cell membrane, and another sphere within this sphere which is called nucleus along with its boundary. This comes in our mind when we talk about cells. But let me tell you, cells come into variety of shapes and sizes. So before discussing the cells, let me tell you the connection of cells with science and biology. So from class 6 to 10th, we have a subject which is called science. In this subject, we learn about physical forces, physical things, chemical reactions, atoms and molecules, living organisms, their structure and function, and biological diversity. So these all topics we study under this subject which is called science, and the branch of science which covers living organisms, about living organisms or their structures or their functions, plants, animals, biodiversity, resources, environment, this all comes under one branch of science which is called biology. And you will see a separate subject of biology if you opt for biology in class 11th and 12th. So this introductory lecture is for all classes, for those students who want to be familiar with the cells. I will make separate dedicated videos for class 8th, 9th and 11th biology. There we have a separate dedicated chapter for cells along with its syllabus. So let's discuss more about cells. So we cannot imagine any cell without the boundary. This boundary, which is called cell membrane, is very essential for any type of cell. Cell membrane. So no cell can exist without cell membrane. This is very essential. So no matter cell is having big size or small size or any type of shape, there will be a cell membrane. But rest of the things may vary in different type of cells. So let's talk about those rest of the cells. So if any cell is only having cell membrane and some liquid with some substances inside, this type of cell is called a prokaryotic cell. Any type of cell need a boundary which is called cell membrane, plus any type of cell needs some instructions or information for its survival, for its shape and for its structure. That information cells have in the form of a thread like structure or thread like molecule which is called DNA or RNA in some cases, or RNA. I will write or RNA, but it is very rare, or I must not write RNA. Okay, only DNA for now. So all cells need some instructions or information for their survival. That thread is called DNA, and that thread is intertwined with some proteins or some structures, and that thread makes a structure which is called nucleus here. In this structure, what we see commonly in textbooks, and this thread along with some proteins is called chromatin or chromosomes. Okay, I will come to that topic later. Let me write DNA here. So all cells need two things for sure. One thing, a cell membrane, and another thing, DNA or genetic material or information. Third thing all cells need is this liquid medium in which some chemical reactions can occur. So this is a typical cell. This is what you call a cell. Cell is the fundamental unit of life. This is what you will learn in your syllabus, whether you are studying in class 8th or you are studying in class 9th or you are studying in class 11th biology. This is what you hear everywhere, that cell is the fundamental unit of life. What do we mean by fundamental? Fundamental unit of life means both structural and functional unit of life. It simply means all living organisms are made up of cells structure, and all functions in living organisms are based on cells or dependent on cells. Again I am repeating, all living organisms, all living structures, any living thing you can imagine in your mind is made up of cells. Okay, and if you see plants and animals, which we see very commonly in living organisms, these cells have some compartments or some chambers inside. These cells have some compartments. We will learn names of these compartments in different classes, but let me tell you very simply that this cell have many membrane bound compartments. This nucleus is having a boundary, you can see, and this cell is also having a boundary which is called cell membrane. So with the same type of boundary, we have many compartments inside this cell. We have many chambers, closed chambers or compartments inside the cell. There may be two boundaries, there may be one boundary, there may be no boundary, but we have many compartments or different type of particles and liquid inside. So we have two types of cells majorly, which have no compartments inside, only having cell membrane, and rest of the material is simply living inside. And another cell which is having many compartments. Why compartments? See, cell is the fundamental unit of life, so it will perform certain functions. For performing those functions, it requires some chemicals, some atoms and some molecules. So all required chemicals, atoms and molecules, all things are there in this cell, in both of the cells also. Both of the cells are able to perform all the functions, but all the material is living here inside the cell membrane, but here that material we find in different compartments. So if we talk about functions of a cell, so cell have all the functions of a living organism, because we all are made up of cells. Our skin is made up of skin cells, liver is made up of liver cells, pancreas is made up of pancreatic cells, hairs are made up of hair cells, nails are made up of cells, every living structure is made up of cells, every dead structure is made up of cells. The food we eat, no matter it is coming from plants or it is coming from animals, what we have learned in class 6, is made up of cells. So nothing less than cell is considered as alive. If there is living structure, there must be cells. If there is no cells, there will be no life. So any structure, anything which comes in your mind about living things, there must be a cell. That thing must be made up of many cells, and cells are very tiny. We cannot see cells with our eyes or naked eyes or unaided eyes. It means simply these eyes. We need an instrument which is called microscope. I am sure that all students are familiar with that instrument, and you can check out my laboratory video for that, how a microscope looks like, how it works. Okay, so we need an instrument which is called microscope for observing cells. So cells are microscopic, they are very tiny. I will take this topic also, how tiny they are, and you can check out my presentation of class 8 science also that I have made about cells. So here I will discuss general things about cells. So cells are the fundamental of life. Every living structure is made up of cells. Every function in living organisms is because of cells. We are breathing, there are some cells involved. We are eating, there are some cells involved. We are getting nutrition, cells involved. In every function we are getting sick, cells involved. We are getting sick because of other creatures, microscopic creatures, those are also made up of cells. So we see two types of cells. One without any compartment, this is what we call a prokaryotic cells. These type of cells are called prokaryotic cells, and these type of cells which have nucleus and other membrane bound compartments is called a eukaryotic cell. We humans, all animals and plants have these type of cells, eukaryotic cells, and all bacteria, if you have heard about bacteria, all bacteria have these type of cells which are called prokaryotic cells. So there are majorly two types of cells, prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. I have made rough diagrams, otherwise this prokaryotic cell is very small if you compare with eukaryotic cell. This is the size comparison. This is a prokaryotic cell, this is a eukaryotic cell. So eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells both have all required material inside their cell membrane, but here that material is compartmentalized. So we have some energy producing chambers which are called mitochondria. We have some protein making or fat making compartments which are called endoplasmic reticulum. They may be rough or they may be smooth. There are some protein making particles which are called ribosomes, and those particles makes these endoplasmic reticulum rough or smooth. We have some Golgi bodies for transporting materials inside or outside the cell, and we have some chambers having digestive enzymes which are called lysosomes. So we have, in short, we need many functions in a cell, and in these type of cells for plants and animals we have different compartments. But here, although we have all these things, there is protein production, there are digestive enzymes, there is this thread DNA which is controlling all the activities of cell, but not in compartments, only simply in the cell. Here we have DNA in a different compartment which is called nucleus. So here nucleus is the control center of the cell. So we will learn more about these things in separate chapters. Here I want to tell you that this is how a cell look like. This is what we call a prokaryotic cell, this is what we call a eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell have many chambers for every function, and prokaryotic cells don't have any chambers. For example, if you have two type of home, if you have a home which have no rooms, only a simple compartment and some plumbing and electricity system, so you can sleep there on carpet, you can make food, you can take bath, but only in one chamber. This is how a prokaryotic cell functions. And if you see an advanced home, you will see many rooms for every activity. So in a big advanced home, what you will see? You will see a separate kitchen for making food, separate chamber for bathing which is called toilet or bathroom, and you have a study room, you have a bedroom. So there are many compartments, but you cannot say that okay, this home is having less function. Both homes are serving the purpose, but the difference is here we have separate compartments for each function. So in the same way, a eukaryotic cell have many compartments for each function, and prokaryotic cell is able to perform all those functions without any compartment. This is the basic difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. So this is a very introductory video about cell, and every living structure is made up of these type of cells. Most of the time prokaryotic cells are single cells. So we have creatures which have many cells. For example, we all humans and plants and animals, we have many cells, billions of cells, trillions of cells. So we are called multicellular organisms. We have many these cells, very microscopic and tiny. But there are some creatures which are called bacteria, which are made up of only one cell. So bacteria is a single prokaryotic cell. And there are some other creatures, I am sure that you have heard about those creatures which are called amoeba, paramecium, chlamydomonas. They are microscopic creatures. They are also single cells, but they are not made up of prokaryotic cell. They are made up of a eukaryotic cell. So from this video we can conclude that cells are the fundamental unit of life. They are structural unit of life, they are functional unit of life, and all living structures are made up of cells. Nothing less than cell is considered as alive, and all bacteria are having prokaryotic cells. They are single cellular organisms. We multicellular organisms, for example plants and animals, have these closed compartment cells which have many compartments or chambers for every function, and these chambers are called cell organelles. And there are some creatures which are eukaryotic and single cellular, for example amoeba, paramecium, chlamydomonas, plasmodium. There are so many. So this is a very simple introductory video for cells. So I will end my video here. In my next video I will talk in detail for every cell organelle for a eukaryotic cell, and we will learn more about differences of prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, and as well as differences in plant cell and animal cell. Till then, thank you and bye bye.